127 of those calls are fire-related calls. What do you guys think about those numbers? What comes to mind? What do you mean by it's not adding up? Is it because of the math, or is it because of something else? If you're thinking because of the math, that's because there's other categories that I didn't list here. But of the total of 5,312 calls for service, 3,803 are medical. So we call ourselves a fire department. What's the most common reason people call 911? For medical emergencies, yeah. We don't really go on fire calls. Even though our shirts say Clay Fire, the majority of what we do is not fires. For the shift that's working today, the last time they had a building on fire was in January of this year. So it's not, and that's a good thing for the community, but people think of us as like going to put fires out every day. That's not what we do. Our ambulances do most of the work. As I said, we are an all hazards fire department, so we are divided into different sections. We have our operations division, and that's going to be the emergency response. That is, your house is on fire, you've crashed your car, you're having chest pain, trouble breathing, maybe a chemical spill release, or a technical rescue such as building collapse. Everyone just graduated high school, is that right? Or going into senior year? Or just in high school as a whole? Okay. Probably 20 years ago. And our technical rescue team was deployed to that because of building collapse and having to go through district's buildings. We have a community risk reduction division. A lot of our job is to prevent the call before it happens. We don't want people to call 911. While we sign up to do this because we enjoy the job, we don't want people to get hurt. We don't want people's houses to catch on fire. So our community risk reduction division, we do smoke alarm installs. We do fire inspections at all the businesses within the community. We teach CPR classes, what to do when someone is in cardiac arrest. Who is CPR certified? Awesome, that's really good. In many states, it is a state law to graduate high school that you have to go through CPR training. And then we also do a lot of community events. So engaging with the community and making sure that people see us before they call us on, in theory, what's the worst day of their life. Our support services division is responsible for fleet maintenance. Fire engines need new tires, they need oil changes, stuff breaks, right? We can't just take our car to any car, or our fire trucks to any car lot to get service. We have a fleet mechanic that does all that in-house. And then also taking care of the buildings and grounds. Changing light bulb, I mean, anyone can change a light bulb, but some of the maintenance and routine things in the fire station. What happens when the pipe breaks or the toilet doesn't flush, right? All those things that we have to fix because we're property owners. Our training division, we have 35 hours of EMS training annually, 192 of firefighter training, 6 hours of hazmat. And then our drivers, our engineers have to have so many hours of training. Our command staff needs so many hours of command training throughout the year. So that's really important. We have to keep our certifications up to date to make sure we're always engaged and staying up with the latest trends. And then finally, the administration division is human resources, budgeting, all the stuff that has to be done but isn't really fun. No one likes to do budgeting and taxes, but that's what keeps the fire department in business. This is our shift schedule. So we work 24-hour shifts, 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. the next day. We work roughly 10 days a month, and this is the color-coded calendar. And it's like, for the guys working today, today's a C-shift day. They know their schedule for the rest of their career as long as they stay on C-shift. It's a rotating shift schedule. The blue days or the red days are A shift, blue days are B shifts, green days are C shift. And the way it works is you work 24 hours on, then you go home for 24 hours, come back to work for 24 hours, go home for 24 hours, finally come back to work for another 24 hours, and then you get 4 days off in a row. So it comes out to be a total of working 10 days a month. What do you guys think of that schedule? It's kind of cool because you only work 10 days a month, right? But you can call 911 at all times of the day. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, when the red light turns on, the tones go off, we have 60 seconds to be out the door to go help whoever's calling 911. You can see on this calendar, 4th of July, right? That's kind of a holiday that people like to do stuff for. If your shift day is 4th of July, it's your day to work. Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, birthdays, family events. If the day is your day to work, it's your day to work. So the downside to it is that sometimes you miss out on some stuff, but you also can have the ability to spend more time at home. If you work a 40-hour work week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, this is kind of different, right? You spend more time at home, but more time at home is sleeping rather than awake. Anyone want to fill out an application yet? Yeah. Whoops, Jimmy Cricket. What did I do? There we go. All right, so our apparatus. That top picture is a fire engine. The picture on the bottom right, that's a fire truck. So a fire truck has a mounted aerial device on top. A fire engine does not. A fire engine carries hoses and water to put the fire out. The ladder truck is going to be more support work and rescue operations. So we have 5 fire engines on the top left, 1 ladder truck on the bottom right. Let's just play a game. If I was to buy this right here today, how much do you think that costs?
A lot.
A lot is a good, that's a good answer. What did you say? Keep going up.
125.
500.
2 million.
Okay, so the highest I've heard is 2 million, and we're gonna go down from there.
1 million.
This is about a $1 million apparatus. This ladder truck down here, in today's world, is about a $2 million apparatus.
Okay.
So there's a significant expense involved, right? But if you don't buy that, your house catches on fire, what do? Fire department can't show up if we don't have a fire engine, right?
Yeah.
We don't pick the pricing. I can assure you, from the guy who does budgeting, we definitely don't pick these prices. I hate these prices. But it's the manufacturers. If you went to buy a new car today, right? You go to the car lot, you don't get to pick your price, they tell you your price. So it's kind of the same thing. That fire engine on the top left has 1,500 gallons of water. So we bring our own water, and that can put out most of the fires that we go to. We carry a lot of tools and equipment to handle any type of problem, from medical problems to fires, car crashes, a cat stuck in a tree, right? Like, you name it, we show up and we try to make the day better. That ladder truck on the bottom, it carries less water, but it still has water on it, it still has a pump on it, and it has the ability to spray water from the bucket at the top of the ladder. Here's a picture of our ambulances. We have, as I said, 2 primary ambulances, and then we have 2 backup ambulances. So all the equipment in the ambulance is the same that we have on the fire engine. The only difference is on the ambulance, we can take people to the hospital. We can't do that on the fire engines. Think of it as an emergency room outside of the hospital. We're gonna do the exact same stuff that the doctors and the nurses would do at the hospital, only we do it in the back of the ambulance. And we actually have more freedom. A lot of the stuff done in the hospital has to have like a doctor's order to do that, whereas as a paramedic, if I want to do something, I just do it because I know it's in the best interest of the patient. Becoming a paramedic is about a 2-year school program. And there are tons of cool procedures that we get to do. I've had the opportunity to get to do things that I never would have guessed I'd get to do, but because of being a paramedic, I've gotten to do that. Again, just because it says Clay Fire and my shirt says Clay Fire, remember, this is the majority of the work of the fire department. So our EMS response, we can do things such as airway management, intubation, which means a tube goes into your trachea so we can breathe for you. IV access, we can give different medications, splinting, bandaging, cardiac monitors, so we can do like EKGs and determine if someone's having a heart attack. And that's the back of one of our ambulances. All 4 of our ambulances will soon be the exact same, which again just makes it easy because we know, depending which one we're working on, where everything is. Some of the common calls that we go on: chest pain, falls. People fall down all the time, and not just on snow and ice in the wintertime. Difficulty breathing, altered mental status, weakness, injuries, strokes. Those are all medical emergencies, reasons that we should call 911. Our focus is going to be on the ABCs of emergency medicine: airway, breathing, circulation. You have to have all three to sustain life, right? For those who have done CPR, you probably are familiar with the ABCs. And then we transport people to the hospital: basic life support or advanced life support. A picture on the bottom left is a simulator to deliver a baby, which is a super cool thing. I've gotten to do that twice, both my own kids. Somehow the hospital still billed me for that, even though I did the work. I think it's kind of funny, but that's just one of the cool things that you get to do. Like, unfortunately, in our job, we see people on bad days more than good days. So bringing someone into the world is a little exciting compared to oftentimes we see people exiting the world. Here's a picture of our fire camp going on right now. So these are the 10-year-old group in the back of an ambulance there. Fire response. So while this only accounts for a very small percentage of what we do, this is kind of the time to show, right? This is the time that we pull up, the house is on fire, it's time to go to work, make a difference. There's a huge image related to this. So some of the tools that we have, I know it's probably difficult to see, but we carry thermal imaging cameras, and those show heat tracing, temperature differences to help locate fires, locate victims, and it gives us the ability to see in areas that we can't see with our eyes. That top right, that's a picture of our ladder truck flowing water, what we call a master stream, large quantities of water being flown down onto the building. Our rescue response for car accidents. Cars are designed to crumble. They are designed to look really bad, but to protect the occupants inside. That's the whole point of them. For anyone who's been involved in a car accident, you kind of know what it's like. Seatbelts save lives, airbags are in place for a reason. Our job is to remove the car from the patient, and then move the patient to the ambulance and go to the hospital. So that bottom picture there, the backseat passenger was entrapped because of the damage to the car. So the door wouldn't just open. So we use our big tools, we just cut the door off. Like, get the door out of the way, then we can get the patient out in a much safer way and head to the hospital. This is also a rather small percentage of what we do in terms of like someone being trapped after a car crash. Does anyone live in Granger? Okay. What street do you live on?
Harvester Drive.
Okay.
It's like right on.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. There's gonna be a story coming up in this, and depending where you live would depend on your connection to it.
Yeah.
Public education. So this is another important thing. Marketing the services of the fire department. What do we do? Why do we do it? How do we do it? We cost money, right? People pay taxes, property taxes. Some of that money goes to the fire department, and that's to provide the services. So when you call 911, we show up and we fix your problem. So we do CPR classes, we do our kids camp. You guys are here today learning about the fire department. We go to schools. That top picture, I'm trying to recruit a preschool class to all be firefighters someday. We'll see if I'm successful in about 15 years. So our mission statement at Clay Fire is to help others. What does that mean?
To help others.
Pretty straightforward, right? Our job is to help others. I said earlier, whether it's a cat in a tree, you're on the side of the road, you know, if we're driving back to the fire station, there's a car on the side of the road, flat tire, we're gonna help stop and change the tire, right? Little things go a long way. 1% of our calls put out fires in the house, or to put the fire out in the house and on fire. That's not what we do the most of. But it's the small things that people notice that we do to try to make your day better. So our mission statement is to help others. It's plain, it's simple, but it truly reflects what we do as a fire department. Our vision statement is committed to excellence. So we want to be professional. We want to make sure we fix the problem. That's why we do the training that we do. That's why we take the classes, we get the certifications, and everything we do is for the community. You can't see on my shirt, but we have our mission statement to help others, or our vision statement, depending what version you wear, on our patch and on our shirt, because those are things that are true to the meaning of Clay Fire. As a fire department, that's been our mission statement and our vision statement for a long time. We take it pretty serious. We kind of take it personal because it's a big deal, right? We want to make sure we do the best that we do to provide the best service to the community. So, what does the community expect of the fire department? I'm gonna ask you guys. You guys are all community members, right? Whether or not you live in Clay Fire or Mishawaka or South Bend or Niles or wherever, that doesn't matter. What do you expect from the fire department?
Put out fires.
Okay, so if there's a fire, we put it out, right? What else?
When you go.
Okay, that's good. I'm gonna come back to that in a minute.
To be on time.
Okay, kind of hang on to that because we're gonna bring all this together in the back.
Comes to the rescue.
Hey, come to the rescue, right? So when you call 911, how fast do you want us to come?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. You wanted us to come before you called us, probably,
Yeah.
right? So, moving with a purpose, right, is important. As my phone just dinged because one of our other stations, they're going on a call right now. The community expects us to show up, to make the rescue, to put out the fire, to fix the problem, and to do it in a timely manner. Why are details important? Does anyone play sports? So for those of you who play sports, whether it's baseball, football, softball, basketball, you practice, right? Do you practice until you're good, or do you practice until you're perfect and keep practicing? Probably you keep going with it, right? That's why we continue training all the time. Just because we were good today, we want to keep up with it. Because when someone calls 911, they want us there now, they want us to fix the problem, and they want us to do it efficiently. For those who have taken CPR, where do we do chest compressions? I see some people pointing, right? And for those who haven't, I probably gave you the answer by saying chest compressions. What does that mean? The chest, right? The sternum. Good job, whoever said that. So, if I show up, someone's in cardiac arrest, and I'm doing chest compressions on the belly button, is that the right thing to do? That's a wrong location, right? Details matter. People watch us. We want to make sure we're doing the right thing. How about customer service? What is customer service to the fire department?
It's like when you show up, like they want you to take care of them, like take care of their kind of whatever the issue is. Also, like take care of them as a person, and like treat them with dignity, and like make sure that they're okay, even if like they're not the problem. Make sure that they're okay.
That is the best answer I've ever heard to that question, right? So, caring for others. That's really good. I'm super impressed right now. Being nice to people. Pretend I'm the paramedic on the ambulance and you just got hurt and I arrive. And I'm really good at doing paramedic stuff and medical care, but I'm not nice to you. How would that make you feel? What would you remember out of that? Would you remember that I was really good starting the IV, or would you remember that I was really mean to you?
Just that you're awful.
They're unpleasant.
You probably remember how much of an asshole I was, right? But let's pretend I show up and I'm really super nice to you. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but I treat you with respect. I talk to you. What do you remember?
You didn't know she was
Maybe. If I showed that I didn't know what I was doing, I would believe that. But if I was nice to you and just seemed like I know what I'm doing, you're going to remember that I'm nice to you, right?
Yeah.
So Clay Fire is really big about customer service and being nice to people. We will go the extra mile to make sure things are fixed when you